Thank you very much, Rusty. It really makes it more special to have this happen. This is a surprise. I didn't know Rusty was going to be here, and to get it presented to me by one of my idols is pretty heavy duty, pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah. Talk.
Talk. Say something.
Well, I scribbled some stuff, and it's been a long night, so I don't want to go on too much. But first off, of course, I want to thank SEMA and the board. Seems like this year they kind of picked the bad guy to honor, you know.
Right
At least
guy.
this, yeah.
Right guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I want to thank my wife who's here and all four of my kids. My wife of 25 years next month. A lot of my best friends are here, my business partners that I've worked with forever. There's a special young man here, Kaloy Andino. He's probably the most influential surfer on my shapes over the last 20 years. Yeah, a lot of special people here. You know, I was pretty nervous when Paul called me and said that the board had nominated me or agreed on me to get this honor. I was like, I've never thought of myself as a waterman. I mean, I'm a surfer like most all of us here, but I'm more of a factory man. I mean, I get up in the morning and I get hopped up on coffee and I walk around surfboard factory. I've been doing it for 40 years, 39 years really, but feels like more. That's what I do, you know. I didn't make my name in the water like so many of the people who have gotten this honor. I did it in the back bays, you know. I was always the kind of guy that sat in the background and worked really hard trying to be, you know, precise and creative and effective for the real watermen and waterwomen, the athletes out front. And I kind of prefer the dark, dusty hallways, and, you know, than being out in the limelight. But I guess I don't get to do that right now. Kind of up in lights. You know, I'm a product of Southern California culture. I grew up in the 80s. It was an amazing time. A lot of us here, just like the clash of new wave and punk rock and KROQ blasting on the car radio and the magazines and the life-size, larger-than-life surf heroes plastered in these pages with bright colors and impactful surfboards with so much garish design and they're all dressed in aggressive, forward, creative clothing, and there's girls everywhere and parties. It was just an amazing time when I was growing up. It just really influenced me. I went to Huntington Beach for the first OP Pro. I was just turning 13, 1982, and I was there with my best buddy Paul and about 100,000 of our close friends. I saw Shane Horan do his 360 and then the little barrel into the shore break and win it. And I was just like, this is it. I want to be a part of this. This is what I want my life to be. I knew darn well right at the start I wasn't an athlete. That wasn't my way in. I just figured I'd have to find my own way into this life. And growing up as a kid, I was kind of always a little more interested. I was honestly more into like the design and the marketing and the colors and the surfboards they're riding and the ads that were made by these incredible creative brands at the time, and more so than the surfing somewhat, you know. Just the whole art of it, the whole creative process. I didn't call it those fancy names then, but I was just enamored by that. Obviously surfing's fun, but it was just part of it. You know, the California lifestyle, surfing and partying and running around going crazy, doing stupid shit with your friends. But yeah, you know, foremost and as a young man, just like 1980s punk rock records, albums, punk shows, those flyers that they used to make and get you to go to the shows at night, that really influenced me. You know, and you clash that together with the new wave colors and Echo Beach and all these bold, brash surfers of the time. It was just a great mix, and I'm just it just set me off on what I wanted to do. I just knew I couldn't go in the front way, so I had to sneak in the back way. I made a surfboard, and it was a horrible shape, horrible color that I put on it. And I walked into Herbie Fletcher's surf shop and factory down in San Clemente. I was 17 years old, and I never left. I got my way into the surfboard world through the back door, and worked with underground, unknown, like craftsmen, guys who were like Greg said, guys who are better than him, and more talented than him. And you surround yourself with talent and creativity, even though it's these unknown guys walking these dusty halls. And at that time, not only the unknown craftsmen, but also these, incredible legends like Herbie would bring in all these icons, and, Mike Hinson and Reno and all these like crazy famous guys who built this kind of world we're in. And at the same time, it was just melting pot of hot shots, Christian and Nathan and Matt Archibald and Chloe's dad Dino, and all the hot modern cutting edge guys were walking in and out of the factory. And I just got to soak it all in and be a part of it and do whatever I could to make everyone happy, and at the same time stay up really late at night and start doing my own thing. And I slowly started learning how to do everything, shape and paint and glass and all that, and kind of started thinking about ideas and branding and my logos, and kind of how to make it into something that I could make a living off of, instead of just like eating top ramen and 7-Eleven hot dogs. But I didn't do it alone. Not long after that, Mike Riola showed up. He got a job working in the front of our factory in the surf shop, Herbie Fletcher's shop up there. And take a couple notes here before I misplace anything. I just I wasn't alone. Mike said, what you're doing is rad. You're doing a good job. This chaotic, crazy, destructive kind of little brand you're trying to build, but it can be a lot more than what you think it is. It can be a lot more than you know, and I can help you do that. And this was like the late 80s, early 90s. So we started working on it together. He had a vision before I did. He really convinced me that it could be more than just another guy making surfboards on the corner for local kids, and that we could take it kind of beyond a local punk rock, underground, snotty little thing into something that could be known around the world. So it's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And the two of us started building it from nothing. We, we had no money, we had no team, we had no experience. Most of the time we didn't even have a car between the two of us. And we rented this little ramshackle house, this little like tiny little shotgun shack, as you call it. And we kind of proceeded to try and build a business. We knew we didn't have much going for us, so we knew we had to make some noise. We had to cause some mayhem. And it was like the kitchen was our front office, and my bedroom was the art department. Mike's bedroom was admin. We had a homeless man as a butler. He lived out back, cleaned the kitchen. And we put a skateboard ramp in the back, and we turned underneath it was our warehouse. I could ride my skateboard to the factory, to the Herbie shop, shape surfboards all day, come home, and then Mike would have these social experiments going on in the living room with these hotshot teenage surfers and the little girls they brought over, and a video camera, and whatever other derelicts wanted to show up. And we just kind of made a little magic happen, people wanted to be a part of it, and it slowly grew from there. That little living room is kind of where all the magic went down, and I don't know, it just kind of got more and more known, and things evaluated or elevated, and we evaluated, but we just kind of kept going. And fast forwarding 35 years later, we're no longer like the drunk, raging 21-year-old kids with a little booth at Surf Expo getting kicked out for being too crazy. Now we're the gray beard guys who are up on the stage getting awards from SEMA and Rusty Priesendorfer. But we have to be careful. We can't rest. I don't believe in resting. I always say sleep when you're dead. But you can't rest. You can't get like lazy. 35 years later, 39 years later, still striving to stay creative. Creativity is king. Remain disruptive. Keep reinventing yourself. Keep pushing forward. We were like the anti-pro surfing brand. Then somehow, I don't know, it just kept working and working and working. We became like the definitive pro surfing brand. Been fortunate to work with so many of the best surfers in the last 25, 30 years. Just watching it evolve. And like I said at the start, staying in the background for the most part, unless I get thrust up on a stage. But yeah, I think we all, not everyone here is in our little industry anymore, but I think we all have to stay on our toes. We have to keep that spirit. We have to stay edgy and creative and aggressive. And there's a song by Jack White of the White Stripes that I really like. It's like a 30-second long song. It's called Little Room. It goes like this. You're working in your little room and you're working on something good. But if it's really good, you're going to end up needing a bigger room. But when you get that bigger room, you might just sit there, not knowing what to do. You might have to think about how you got started sitting in your little room. And the point is, as a brand and as an industry, you don't want to let things get away from you. You want to keep them tight. You want to hold your cards close. And as a culture, we need to stay grounded. We need to strip things down. We need to roll up our sleeves. We need to get dirty. Stay creative, stay disruptive, reinvent, because we need to inspire the next generation of kids to come along and let them make a bunch of noise and make them make a mess and let them kick all our asses and take it forward into the future. Thank you.